Hello! Welcome to the Sulk stream. Hold on, turn on my... There we go. I'm not muted, am I? Welcome to the Sulk stream. I'm your host, the Incredible Sulk, and I hope you guys are doing great, fantastic, well, doing good cult works, going around, spreading the word, buying a t-shirt, hitting the like button. Hit the like button on all of them. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. It's Wednesday. I think it is. It's a Wednesday, January. Yeah. And we're going to be doing mouth breathing. I mean, hopefully not. It's really bad for your health. You should use your nose. It's there for a reason. And it's hard to do for a variety of reasons. But I'm not going to be leading any mouth breathers. So I thought this topic was going to be important. So thanks for coming. Yeah. I hope you guys are good. I'm good. Everybody's good. I don't have much else to say about the subject. Sometimes people have clogged up noses, and that's a very serious thing. It's not that serious. You can do things. You can scrape out the inside of your nose, not with like your nail or anything like that, but with like professional instruments. I wouldn't go that far. I have a deviated septum, so, but I breathe fine, usually. So anyways, guys, get comfy, get cozy, get some Breathe Right strips, maybe some of that nasal spray, some Vicks Vapor Rub that on your chest. If it's really bad, go ahead and turn on the shower, like as hot as it'll go, and then put some moisture in the air, because we're going to be doing some breathing exercises. We honestly might. I have no idea where this is going to go. Grab a nice bottle of something to drink. Go pee now. If you're working, keep working. If you're driving, drive on. Thanks for coming. I'm the Incredible Sulk. This is the Sulk stream. And this is called The Silent Epidemic, Changing Your Facial Structure. Poetic. Enjoy. It's a funny first shot.
30s. He grew up in a native community, eating a native diet, far away from modern society. He's what we would call uncivilized. This is a boy that grew up in modern society, eating a modern diet. Notice anything different? The native boy has a strong, wide jaw, a strong, wide face.
Boomerang
His teeth
hucker.
are perfectly straight, while the civilized boy...
Spear chucker? I don't know what the more politically correct term is. Who do we have here? Ardenshire, Turd Flinging Monkey, Mr. Blue, despite what we've heard. What's up? What's up,
Look at
boys?
his facial structure. His face is narrow. His jaw is
Scott.
huge. And look at his teeth.
Scott
They
is here.
barely fit in his mouth.
Damn it.
But it's not just this one boy. Today, all of our faces have become like this. Our mouths are smaller than the...
Give that nose an enema. Everybody know, dude, have you seen kids like these days? They don't have like nice square jaws like me, and I do have a nice square jaw. The lady at the barber shop even said so. She was like, you have a nice jaw. You have to cut the beard correctly so it'll exhibit that. And I was like, thank you. And then they just kept beaming about it. And then everyone clapped because that's how that story went. Everybody knows kids like this, right? I feel like this is pretty common where they have that very sharp kind of face like this, like a V shape. It's weird. And you know they eat nothing but like candy and sugar and stuff like that and milkshakes. And I don't have a problem with sugar. I like sugar. I'm a big fan of sugar. Not saying it's good for you in any capacity, but I enjoy a milkshake, right? But some kids these days, that's all they eat is just sugar. And I put that to lazy parenting, right? You're going to see a lot of this is bad parenting. Bad parenting because they could do something to fix it, but a lot of times they just don't know. They just have no idea what a kid is supposed to be doing and what a kid is supposed to look like. But I guess that was the same when I was a kid too. People don't know shit.
they used to be. Our noses
I don't
more
either.
crooked,
I'm not saying
our
I do.
teeth more crowded, our jaws more slack. And it's all because of our modern society and our modern diet. And all of this has led to an epidemic. The epidemic of mouth.
Arden Share says, I heard spray paint fixes mouth breathing. Just huff it. Witness me. God, I got to get some of that spray because they have like frosting spray, right? And you can spray it on and it looks like the stuff. And I've just been using like Krylon. So apparently you're not supposed to do that.
Breathing.
People, and in particular children, who overuse mouth breathing as opposed to nasal breathing, have changes in the structure of the face that, to be quite direct, makes them far more unattractive than if they were to mouth breathe.
A normal top.
And you're going to see like the type of people and you're going to be like, that's a Redditor. That is a Redditor right there. A Redditor. You haven't seen it yet, but you're going to be like, oh my fucking God. Yeah. I mean, your face is designed to breathe, and if it's not breathing, it's not doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. But there's a lot of facial changes that humans have gone through. None of them have been positive. None of them have been positive. And I feel like we're evolving towards aliens. You know how aliens have like tiny little mouths? Or at least the aliens that people draw in pictures. Maybe that is us in the future. I don't know.
Should look like this.
I wouldn't
the arch
think
is
so,
wide
though.
and U-shaped, formed by the tongue as it rests in the roof of the mouth. When a child habitually breathes through his or her mouth, the top and lower jaws
They get fucked up teeth.
become underdeveloped and set back from their ideal position. This negatively affects the appearance of the face, making the nose.
Mr. Blue says, LMAO, a bunch of ugly ass kids. Really? I mean, like, my kids are beautiful, right? But I see other kids out there that are ugly, right? Ugly. There's no other way I can put it. And you want to be nice to people and their kids and like their parents and you're like, oh, he's so cute. But no, your kid is not cute. Your kid has like a weird big forehead and it has this like 1,000-yard stare, which I blame on vaccines almost exclusively. There's certain kids, that got vaccinated like heavily, right? Some kids can withstand it better than others, but you can definitely tell the difference when they got all their shots. They're not there. They're not there in the same way. Also, a lot of times they're ugly. But that might be because of this or bad genetics, right? Ugly people make ugly babies. I don't want to mince words there. Okay. I'm sorry. If you're ugly and you have sex with an ugly person, you're not going to get like a shiny Pokemon. You're going to get the same old Snorlax that you two are.
Nose look larger and
You're
more
going to get a Geodude, right? It's going to be all bumpy.
importantly, reducing airway size.
More than 50% of kids today are mouth breathers. And it goes right back to the diet because they're eating too many.
Mr. Blue says you're a monster, Billy. I'm so sorry. Dude, I'm not. You know what? I'm not. Because the world is going to be tough on them, right? And so you better start when they're like too young to remember that the world's a tough place. I'll be that person for them. I'll crush their little dreams and I'll be like, no, I'm sorry. You're not going to be a model because you ugly. UGLY. You have no alibi. Like that. And then, they won't get mad because they're stupid little babies. But then their parents get mad. I'm like, what are you going to do? You're all fat. And then I laugh and I go like that. And then I back away laughing like that. I am a pillar of my community, as you can tell.
Many processed foods, too much sugar, and that then leads to
Obedient to Ya says, "Oh no, a jinx." That is a conversation. That's going to be a tricky conversation with your wife. If you have a jinx come out or something like that, it's not good news. I don't have good news for you. It's not.
processing in the metabolism.
Our problem right now is overnutrition. We're
That's
eating
bad.
too much, and we're eating too much of the wrong thing.
She's hot.
Get rid of refined sugars, refined grains, refined vegetable oils, processed foods.
Our body was made a certain way to run on a certain fuel, and we have been putting the wrong fuel in our body.
Turd Flinging Monkey says, I saw two fats make a smoking hot chick once. They were short too, only once though. Interesting. You know what? I mean, like, it has to happen. Evolution, everyone was brown-eyed at some point, and then one kid had blue eyes, and now there's like a bunch of blue-eyed people. So, I mean, I have brown eyes, but my kid has blue eyes, right? So I carry the genetics for that to happen. You know, they might have been good-looking people before they got all fat, right? It's not, you know, people aren't born fat. People are born stupid, though. And when people are born stupid, they're more likely to become fat because they don't know the proper foods to eat and like what kind of lifestyle they should lead. Or maybe they just have low willpower. So maybe that smoking hot chick was smoking hot, but her future probably looked bleak. Yeah, pretty bleak. You know, genetics are strong, but not always like the genes are funny. Genes are weird. Genes are funny. They can do a lot of things.
A cool experiment on rhesus monkeys where they blocked nasal breathing, and these rhesus monkeys developed facial deformities. Children that are mouth breathers also develop facial deformities. They develop long, narrow faces with inadequate development of craniofacial bones.
Kids that were pretty attractive as kids, and then there's an example of a kid who got a pet hamster. He was allergic to the hamster.
So look at the, okay, you can look at the kid. He looks like a normal kid behind me. But then over the course of 7 years, it's a while. It's not a good look, right? The receded chin is bad. The receded chin is bad. You shouldn't mouth breathe. If you can possibly help it. You just have to force yourself to breathe through your nose.
As a consequence, he becomes a mouth breather. And then the characteristic change in
Turfling Monkey says laziness is tied to intelligence, I believe. Seems correct so far, but been proven wrong a few times. That's a tough one. Because what do you consider lazy? Laziness on the outside might not be laziness on the inside. You know what I mean? Like if somebody does a lot of thinking, they're not doing nothing. They're actually thinking. Right? So they might be smart. And somebody working on a farm, 18 hours a day might not be smart. He's just doing stuff all the time. So, yeah, directly, I think if you're smart, you think of more things to do with your time, but that could be totally incorrect. I don't know. I have no idea.
The face when one overdoes mouth breathing is that the chin starts to move
the recesses, yeah,
toward the neck, and the rest of the face goes out, but also the eyes become droopy. We want to chew.
Yeah.
Chewing
I think we all know somebody who looked like this. We all know somebody who looked exactly like this, and then breathed heavily out of their mouth. Everybody did.
Essential to tooth and mouth and face development.
Schnoz
chewing
life.
hard
Hashtag
foods, chewing a
schnoz
lot
life.
on both sides of the mouth. Great for craniofacial development,
Thanks,
oral development, tooth development, and tooth health. These days, many children slurp their food. Many adults slurp their food. Many adults are eating like babies. And of course, babies before they develop their mature teeth, before they get all of
Scott says, oh dear, brown eyes. That's concerning. Why? Because my son has blue eyes. Me and Jess both have brown eyes. And we, both of our fathers have blue eyes. And so there is a 25% chance that our kid is going to be blonde haired and blue eyed. And it happened, right? Our second kid has brown eyes. And, so it's definitely in the cards.
their teeth in need to. Obviously, breast milk, which, by the way, are correlated with a number of other things like cardiovascular health and metabolic health.
Mr. Blue says pretty attractive as kids sounds weird no matter the context. And I was going to say that. I was going to bring that up. But, how are you going to explain that? Because there is a facial construction, right? It's not a matter of preference, right? There's like the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio between like the length of the lip and like the nose bridge and the eyes. There's mathematical probability behind it, right? Certain people are genetically closer to perfection. Don't call me whatever you want to call me, a eugenicist or something like that. But some people are just naturally more attractive than others because they follow this mathematical pattern with their face, right? If your nose is too big or if like your lips are really long, they don't match the 3/16. It's supposed to be 3/16 variation in their face. They have like a template that they can lay over people's face, right? And then they can determine mathematically how attractive that person is by how close they fit this template. And they do it with facial recognition technology too. When you look at Instagram, it does not show you your face back. It shows you a slightly tweaked version of that face to make you look better. So you think you look better on Instagram, but really you're dog shit ugly a lot of the time, right? It can only work with so much. So it'll show you back it's a filter. It's a better looking version of you. And they want that so you spend more time on the app because you think you look better on the app. And you do. You do look better. But he just worded that wrong. I didn't think the kids are hot or anything like that. I think he just meant they're closer to what a human face should look like, is what he meant. I hope.
Chewing foods that require, eating foods that require some chewing and really working at it and chewing away. They have some impressive images in this.
Mr. Blue says John only creates Aryan super soldiers. Yeah, I mean, in my lab and stuff, but you shouldn't know about the lab.
Book of kids that were twins that were raised
you don't
separately,
know about
one by a group that eats a lot of, let's just say, tougher foods that require chewing versus one that's slurping their food. And one kid is literally incredibly attractive, perfect dentiture with no orthodontia or
See, the word attractive is not appropriate here because that seems like you're attracted to kids, right? You used it twice now, and I was hoping that you would pick a different word, right? You can't say attractive kids twice because that seems like you're attracted to kids, right? You can say closer to the golden ratio or mathematically more, what is it? What's it called when both sides are the same? Both sides like bilaterally the same. God, what am I looking for? The word. Symmetrical. Symmetrical. You have more symmetrical features, right? Because you don't want a lopsided kid. That's weird.
Or, regular dentistry, and the other kid his teeth is like snaggled.
Despite what you've heard, says, can you call a kid ugly? Yeah, I do it in public. What's stopping you from calling a kid ugly? What are they going to do? Cry? Probably, but they're going to be crying a lot for their life because they're ugly. And then what are their ugly parents going to do? They're going to walk up and be like, hey, you asshole. And I'm like, what? You're ugly too. You should be proud of the ugly piece of shit you made over there. Look at it. It's like knocking over napkin dispensers and stuff. It's a little bastard too. And then I walk off into the sunset. I fixed it. My work here is done. All right. I destroyed a child's self-esteem. I'm done here, boys. Then I kick a puppy and I leave.
They have the horse, like the horsey smile.
Even though they've got the same genetic predisposition.
Right.
Stop. Turd Flanky Monkeys says those damn sexy kids. It's not. You guys are taking it too far. You guys are taking it way too far. That's not what he's trying to say, I hope. Right? But he did use the word attractive twice in reference to kids. So that means that you're attracted to kids, dude. I mean, you had an opportunity to use any pretty kids, more aesthetically pleasing kids, not sexy, but not attractive either, because that's strange. That's weird, bro. That's weird. The first time I forgave him. The second time I got a little bit more suspicious.
Like braces, things like headgear, things like retainers.
Anybody else have braces? I got one of those fucking bars right there. I didn't need braces. I didn't need braces. My parents got braces for all of us, me and my siblings, because of status. I swear it was a status symbol. It was a status thing that you were able to afford braces for your kids. And so I got braces even though I didn't need it. And I think it actually made my bite a little bit worse. And it sucked for like 2 years. It was just garbage. No, but the boomers were weird about braces. The boomers were weird about braces. I don't understand. They were really on braces. And I'm like, why? 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 It didn't make my teeth better. It just cost you like $5,000. To do what? To piss me off for 2 years? You were doing that anyway. Whatever though. Whatever. I'm an adult now. And I still have that fucking bar in my mouth that I can't. It's like welded in there or something. I don't know how to get it out. And it just like collects. It's terrible. I hate it. I should get it taken out, but I don't want to go back to the dentist because they're going to shoot me with their ray gun. And I don't like radiation. I'm not a fan of being irradiated. People call me weird for that. Call me weird all you want. I don't want to get shot with ray guns. You know? And then the tech is like, oh, it's going to be fine. And then he throws a big lead blanket on you and runs across, out of the room and stuff. I know it's like, oh, it's in the dosage, right? Well, maybe I should take 0 of that dosage. Maybe I should take 0 of that dosage. I went to the dentist just to get my teeth cleaned. And they're like, we're going to have to take x-rays. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. I came to get my teeth cleaned. You don't need x-rays to clean my teeth. And they're like, yeah, we do. It's a law. It's a law? And you by law have to shoot me with your x-ray gun? No. And I got up and I left. Because no, I don't want a law. Because radiation gives you cancer, right? And they say it's a safe amount, but are they sure? Are they that sure? And if I got cancer, would it be would it be so tragic for the medical industry who sets those standards? No, I don't think it would. I don't think it would be such a tragedy that I would have to pay them a lot of money if I got cancer. If I get cancer, though, I'm not going to get it treated. I'm just going to fucking ride the lightning out of here. That's how I play. That's how I do it. I'll hit the doctor up for drugs and be like, oh, it hurts all over. And then I'll just, right? I'll Mitch Hedberg my way out of here and be like, I don't need a receipt for a donut, bitches. And yeah. Because I am not going through radiation therapy. And if you had someone go through that, I'm so sorry. That's awful. But I'm not doing that. I'm not going through chemo. No. I want to keep my hair. I don't want to, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do all that. Okay? I will pass into the darkness with as much dignity and grace as I had during life, which is admittedly not a lot. But you know what? That's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go out with a sword in my hand and my boots on. Not with like a thing in my arm and be like, oh, I need this life-giving, oh, chemo. No, I don't want to die. That's pussy. That's bullshit. Right? So, you know what? You know how I avoid that entire thing? I am never going to get screened for cancer. Ever in my life. You know how they want to put a finger up your asshole when you turn 40 for prostate cancer? No. Fuck you. No fucking way. No fucking way. Am I going to pay you to stick your finger in my ass? No thanks. I wouldn't even do that for free. No thank you, sir. Just so you can like pretend there's something up there and then charge me because, oh, we need to run some additional tests. No, you don't. No, you don't. Maybe on yourself for being a psychopath for picking this profession. He went to college. He was all like, I want to look deeply into assholes the rest of my life. That's what he wanted to do. That's what he wanted to do. So no, I'm not going to trust your opinion. And I'm not going to get a second opinion. So I could get some other guy to shove his finger up my ass. If it's a girl, we'll talk. Right? But like no, it's just, no. And then if everything goes wrong, then you're going to stick a big old camera up there on a hose Like, feed it in? How long? How long is that hose? And how is that like a high definition camera? Is it, can it go out of my mouth? Can it go do the whole journey, do the whole magic bus ride just in reverse, right? You guys remember that episode when they went in Ralphie's ass? Yeah, can you do the whole thing, right? All through all the intestines and stuff and come out into the stomach and then out, and then comes out and it's like looking in a mirror. I'm looking in a mirror and there's poop on it. And I was like, I tasted poop.
Or the byproduct of poor breathing.
Sorry.
Mouth breathing is like the coming of Satan. All of these negative effects. Is mouth breathing like actually killing us?
You can exercise all you want, eat all the right food, sleep.
Ardenshire says, turns out that colon cancer comes from what you put in your mouth? In your mouth? That one. Huh? Really? I've been boofing wheatgrass to lower my cancer level. That doesn't, So wait, if you put stuff up your butt, will you get mouth cancer? Is that how it works? I don't think that works out, Ardenshire. That doesn't make sense to me. Because people put stuff up at their butts all the time, like hamsters and like change and jacks and stuff. You know the game jacks. They're like little caltrops. They don't get mouth cancer from that. So stop that. Stop making wild claims like that, Ardenshire. I can put whatever I want up my butt and it's not going to give me my mouth cancer. It's that's not true.
8 hours a night. If you are not breathing right, you will always be sick.
Not only does mouth breathing make you uglier, but it's also...
Scott says GoPro on a garden hose? What would be the point of that? I could put a GoPro onto a hamster and then send it in like Lemmywinks on your mission, right? Find the cancer. It wouldn't survive though. It would, because I put a snake up there just so the hamsters wouldn't like reproduce and the population get out of control. So there's also like a garden snake up there.
Shockingly bad for you.
My asthma has been quite bad recently.
Barely breathe, just really tight chest.
And then all of a sudden, I start to cough.
Turd Flinging Monkey says throat cancer is from eating pussy. Uh-oh.
I was short of breath. I felt like my whole chest was a balloon that I just kept tearing. I couldn't get out. So it just like, instantly I'm just like, I can't breathe.
If you breathe through your mouth as opposed to your nose.
Especially when it's not appropriate.
Mr. Blue says a colony of hamsters, and that was well done. Well done, Mr. Blue. You know what? I'm going to do for you, Blue? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you some bell action for that. I know you didn't donate. But if I don't like your pun enough, I'll give you the bell. So you get a free bell.
Like all through the night. Your teeth are really at risk. So cavities and bacteria can grow in your mouth.
You bring in
JD Grab says Michael Douglas got it from going down south one too many times on Catherine Zeta-Jones. Ew, dude. Ew. Michael Douglas. Ew. And Catherine Zeta-Jones was hot, right? But she did not age well. Right. I don't think she aged well. Did she age well? I don't think she aged well. But Michael Douglas going down on your, that's gross. Good. I hope he dies. Oh, what? No, Michael Douglas is probably another one of those pedophiles, those Hollywood pedophiles that has like Epstein tapes and stuff. So I don't give a shit about Michael Douglas.
Less oxygen, effectively putting yourself into a state of apnea, right? Which is bad during sleep, and guess what? It's bad during waking states also. You get less oxygen to your brain, bad.
You can have tired eyes where you see more of the white of your eyes.
You can get increased heart rate, increased blood pressure, just poor quality and poor quantity of sleep.
The sinuses, we hear my sinuses are clogged. The sinuses are literally these.
She aged all right. All right, I need to bring up a picture of Catherine Zeta-Jones.
little tubes or channels through which
Catherine
fluid and air
Zeta
can move.
Jones.
They're actually fairly plastic in the sense that they can be modified in terms of their shape. And so people will say, well, I have a deviated septum. Guess what? You should try and emphasize breathing through both nostrils in order to undeviate your septum. Nasal microbiome is particularly well suited to scrub.
How does breathing through your nose undeviate your septum? I deviated my septum in like second grade, third grade or something. It's still a little it's a little crooked, right? It's still a little crooked all these years later. It doesn't help. It really doesn't help. So Catherine doesn't look half bad. She's not looking half bad. I'm telling you, she's not. But look at this old codger. Ew, dude. Can you imagine that thing going down on your box? Look at him. Next to death. She's looking good, though. She's looking fine. All right. What does Michael Douglas have on this chick? Is it blackmail or something? I don't get it. What is so great about Michael Douglas? He's like 5'6". He's like, whatever. I'm not going to. Celebrity couples are weird, dude. Oh my God. He looks like Father Time, dude. She doesn't look awesome in that, but I imagine they just got out of the water. So, you can't really blame her. Yeah, Michael Douglas is an old bastard. Whatever. Are they still together? I don't care.
Or capture and destroy viruses, bacteria, and even some fungal infections. So in other words, when you're breathing in through your mouth, you're more susceptible to infections.
Terrifying Monkey says, pussy smells gross for a reason, just like poisonous food. That's not good. That's not good pussy, bro. That's bad pussy. You should stay away from that. Dude, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. If it smells like the catch of the day, it's not, you should really move on. That's gross. There's like flora, and I'm not going to explain the plumbing of women because I don't even completely understand it myself. There's a series of holes and stuff like that, and then you go in some and then you can't go in others. And I'm just like, nah. Whatever, whatever. If it fits, it sits, if you know what I mean. So yeah. That's the extent of my biology knowledge for you.
You look at the experiment he did where he bunged his nose up with 2 earplugs.
Scott says, LOL, out of date pussy. Yeah, way past its eat by date, right? Best enjoyed by the age of, not that old. Not that old. Right? Jeez, dude. There's a reason it smells bad. That's a warning sign. To you, yes. Like the specific vagina that you are experiencing smells bad for a specific reason, and that is your animal instincts telling you to move on. Go to another mate that doesn't smell like Cheez-Its. 'Cause yeah, there's nothing good down there. Nothing good down there. Nothing good down there. You shouldn't be putting your penis in it, right? If it smells bad like that, I don't want to talk about this the entire show, but I feel like I need to because I'm concerned. Because of my concern for you, turd flinging monkey. Do you experience this a lot? Enough to where it's an issue? Because yeah, I would be concerned too. Do you have a local outbreak of some sort?
For 10 days. He looked really
Going
bad at the
on?
end of those 10 days. Within the first day or so, his blood pressure had gone up X amount of points. His sleep was impacted all the time. When he took those earplugs out of his nose...
Despite what you've heard says, I've never personally encountered a stinky box up close. I'm sorry, that was adorable. Yeah, good for you or bad for you? I don't know, man. It's like, geez. Oh, God. Good for you, despite what you've heard.
a matter of hours, his blood pressure started to come back down again and started to feel more himself.
ADHD, sleep apnea, and gum disease. Breathing through your mouth at night can completely destroy your sleep. And when you don't sleep...
Arden Shire says women with their elitist explanations of urethras and shit. Yeah, I don't know what all that is. I don't want to know, right? This isn't health class in the 6th grade, all right? I don't need to know the ins and outs of it. There should be no outs, by the way. It should be all ins. It should be all ins. If you are a lady, female, XX, it should be all ins, right? And don't try to take an out and then, whip it up inside out and then shove it in, because that's probably what turd flinging monkey is smelling, right? It's not a vagina, dude. That's not a vagina. That's like an axe wound that's got poop particles in it and stuff. They get poop, like the trans, they get poop up in there, and then it smells like poop in their, I don't want to call it a neo vagina, a proto pussy. I don't know, dude. Whatever that thing is, the inside out hot dog, whatever that thing is, it's got poop in it and it stinks. And there was an article that said that cis women, I guess is the term they used, should sit on the toilet with their poop out of their bodies so they could understand what it's like being a trans woman. Because if they sat in the smell of their own feces more, they would understand the plight of the trans woman. And that is just, that's demon shit. That's just demon shit, man. So you're going to sit in the bathroom and smell your own farts just so you can feel like a dude that decided it's too complicated. Life is too complicated. Life got way too complicated. When did it get so complicated? It shouldn't have been that complicated. I want to go back to the 1850s when it wasn't that complicated. And like racism was just racism. And it didn't have to be all complex and like institutional and stuff. No, it's just some people didn't like other people. And that was normal. That was totally normal. And that's still the case today. Just flip inside out the wiener. And it just, do you stuff the balls somewhere? Is there a compartment? Or you just get rid of them completely? The balls go. Do they go somewhere? Is there are they recycled? Does somebody else get your balls? These are legitimate questions I have. Does a trans woman's balls go to a man in need, or maybe a woman in need, right? The other one's crossing the aisle, right? Like trading. So a female that wants to be a man, she's like, you're not using those balls. I'll take them off your hands. And then she goes to the doctor and she's all like, sew these bad boys on me. And we'll see how it looks. And it never looks good. Never looks good. It just looks like somebody cut off their hand, like from here to here, right? Just cut that off and then just kind of glued it on there, right? Like, and the women, it looks like somebody just like dumped a plate of lasagna in their lap, dude. It's all just like red and noodly, and it's a sin against God. That's what it is. It's an abomination. And yeah, that's enough talking about that.
You get irritated, tired, unfocused? This is why we live in a nation where almost 10% of...
Background noise says if you take another man's balls into your body, you're gay. But it's not a man. Okay, wait. Okay. This is a tough one. If you get a ball transplant, you're in a terrible factory accident and one of your balls gets smashed out by, I don't know, the hammer machine. Right? And then you have to get an emergency ball transplant or else you're going to turn into a bitch. Is it gay to take a nut from somebody and then put it in your nut sack? I don't know if that's gay. I don't know if that's gay, but I'll tell you what it is. It makes you a cuck, right? Because if you go home and have sex with your wife and then that kid comes out black, you're a cuck, bro, right? You nutted some other dude's nut into the thing. I don't know what to call it now. That makes you a cuck, right? Not gay. Not gay. If you replace your nuts with another man's nuts, that makes you a cuck, but not gay. Not gay. That's a good point. I'm making good points now.
Kids have been diagnosed with
I'm making good points now, boys.
The breathing, the ADHD goes away.
Really?
For the majority of the cases.
But why is this the case? Why do such terrible things stem from mouth breathing?
You said listen to what you just said. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. How is you taking another man's balls up inside of you gay? Oh, okay.
When it seems like such
Okay,
a
now
small,
I had to rephrase it.
insignificant thing.
I got confused. But it also makes you a cuck, right? When you have to like raise another man's kids because they're not your kids, right? They were made from the balls of that tranny over there. So they're not your kids.
She was probably, I'm sorry, can you stop breathing so loud, honey? He's like,
they were a terrible couple. She was a bitch. And he sucked, dude. He sucked. These are John and Kate, by the way. They had 8 kids together through, I don't know, something. They had 8 kids. And you can see how unhappy he is, right? And she's awful because she has that haircut. She's got the Karen haircut. And she was just like, you're breathing way too loud. And I'm sick of hearing you breathing. You can already tell that this is a divorce cooking. And they did. They got divorced. It was her fault. It was her fault. But he was an asshole. He's a douche too. But it was her fault.
quietly.
Welcome to Evil Food Supply.
She started that haircut? No, she didn't. But she repped it well. She was definitely a Karen.
Is how we turned into a population of mouth breathers.
Terrifying Monkey says pretty prosthetic balls. Okay. You get your balls blown off, right? But you don't want to get replacement balls because that's gay. And we've established that. What do you put in there? Are you just gonna have like an empty pillowcase for a nut sack, right? It's like a windsock. It just blows in the wind. No, you gotta put something in there. Maybe some like big old brass ones, right? That like click when you walk, right? That'll turn some heads. Some big old swinging brass balls. It's just a click, click, click. It's like a Newton's cradle, or something. Maybe something inflatable where you can have like, those little pumps on your shoes, but they pump up your balls, right? You're like time out and you pump up your balls. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, a dumb person, a knucklehead.
I want the Nike pumps, dude. I want to pump my balls up to big old grapefruit sizes. And so when women see them, they're just like scared. Not for like, any reason, but like for my health. They're like, we need to get you to a hospital. Were you bit by a snake or something?
We go over a lot of terrible things that big corporations do to us.
Despite what you've heard, says they make synthetic balls for dogs, and they're called nudicles, aren't they? I think I saw that in Penn and Teller. Yeah, they make synthetic ones for balls. For dogs. So they must make synthetic ones for humans. But they're not real balls, They don't put testosterone in your body because testicles are glands, right? They secrete a hormone into our bodies that men use. So you can't just replace them with like any old thing. You can't put super balls in there and then bounce it off stuff. You can put whatever you want in there. but it's not going to do the things that balls typically need to do, which is slap ass. High five. High five. Okay, this is going off the rails. This is going off the rails.
And if
It's
you've
going
been
off
hurt
the
by one of
rails.
these big corporations, then you can choose to sue them. It's the only way to keep them in check. The problem is, suing corporations is extremely expensive, but not anymore. Thanks to Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan.
Seriously, you doing Morgan & Morgan? You doing Morgan & Morgan ads? Can we skip that? Can we skip that? Can we skip that? Mr. Blue says, remember when Tom Green had a ball removed and showed the removed testicle? He had cancer. He had cancer, and so he had to have the ball removed. Yeah, I do remember that. Did he get something replaced, or does he have just one nut? Because I think if it, I'm not a doctor, but you should take my medical opinion seriously. Are testicles wired in series where you have to have one testicle that's kind of hanging off the other? And if you lose the main connecting testicle, then they just don't work. I think that's how it works. I think you have like a main testicle, and then you have a backup testicle that also does testicle things. But if you lose the main testicle, then you can't have any, it doesn't connect to the shaft. So it doesn't ejaculate sperm. If I am wrong, then I don't know what I'll do. I'm probably wrong. I don't give a shit though. I like to just spread wild theories, conspiracy theories mostly, but balls, they have, I could talk for hours about balls,
including car accidents, negligence, and class action lawsuits.
Maybe your
But because
balls
they only get paid.
Burn. Maybe my balls. I used to think when I was a kid that when I got boners, my testicles aligned in the shaft, and that's why I had a boner. That's what I thought when I was a kid. I thought your balls lined up in the shaft of your penis, and that's how it became a boner. I'm not claiming to be a smart kid,
If they win, they do have to be selective about the cases they take.
Pee is stored in the balls. That is a fact. And other things too. Blood. There's a lot of blood in there. There's semen. There's macronutrients and stuff. A lot of digestion happens there.
The video, scroll down, and you can click the link below to go to forthepeople.com/EFF.
Turtling Monkey says slap your balls for that. I'm not slapping my balls for anything unless it's $5.
To submit your case now in 8 clicks or less. That's forthepeople.com/EFS and submit your case now. Thanks to Morgan & Morgan for...
So Mr. Blue says pee is stored in the left ball, sperm in the right. If you lose the right one, you can only pee. So what if you wanted to do like a swirl, right? Like you wanted to, on like some boobas or something like that. And you're all like, should I do pee or should I do cum? Or you're getting the swirl, right? And then it's like, and then that's what she gets. No, that's not how it works, because I would know. I would absolutely know if people could do that, because I would be able to do that, and I can't do that. I have tried.
For sponsoring this video.
You can't even pee when you have a boner, right? There's like something that like, a flap that goes down that makes it difficult to pee when you have a boner. I don't know. The penis is complicated. Far too complicated. But not nearly as complicated as the vagina, because there's a bunch of holes in that thing. Oh my God, dude. All right. So Turd Flinging Monkey donated $5 and he said, get to slapping. There's a cat in my lap. I'm not going to do it hard. I'll stand. All right. All right. Ow. I'm not proud of that, but I did say I would do it. But I'm not going to do that again. I got myself good on that one. That hurt. That, dude. You know when you like you know like when you hit. Oh fuck, dude, it hurts. When you hit your balls and you just like kind of like tap them at ever so, and then they just ache. They just ache. It's not like you got like punched in the balls real hard. No, like they just ache, dude. They just ached. Nobody else. I'm not doing that again. Okay. So I said that and he took me up on the offer. And so but I'm not doing that again because I regret doing that. That was not dignified.
Don't do that.
My wife is now complaining about my work. So they're my balls. I can slap them if I want. He gave me $5, dude. Give me $5, right?
You should do it for at least $60.
$60. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again, unless I get $100. God, I fucking hate you guys.
We didn't always look like this. If you look at skulls from ancient civilizations, you'll see that they all have perfectly chiseled
What are we
jaws
talking
and
about?
straight teeth.
We're talking about nose breathing. You guys are paying me to slap my balls. It's okay, geez. All right, here, there. The bell again. And Turd Flinging Monkey for 5 says, here's 5 more. Now I feel bad. Dude, I said I would do it, and you put the money up, so I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I honestly didn't think it was going to hurt that bad, but I wanted to give it like a fair slap, right? Because I'm a man of my word. And I just like nicked it right. And my right testicle definitely, it feels it. It feels the pain. And dude, I hate that because they ache forever too. If it was just like a sting and then it went away immediately, it wouldn't be that bad. But they just ache. I hate that. I hate that. And women will never understand, right? Women will never understand the pain. Right. And they're all like, oh, well, we have to give birth to children. You get drugs for that. You get drugs for that. And like most of you do. Most of you get drugs for that. I wish I could take drugs for my nuts. Right. I mean, I can. I absolutely can. It's just then I'd be a drug addict. And then that would be an issue. But not that bad of an issue. Being a drug addict sounds pretty nice. You just do drugs and lay around all day. You know, if I wasn't doing this, if I wasn't doing that, I would be in some gutter somewhere, just tranked out of my mind, slapping my balls then.
No braces
For
or
what?
retainers needed. It was the perfect shape for easy, natural breathing. But fast forward to the industrial age of America, and our faces slowly started to degrade.
It was the
Before
honorable thing to
industrial
do.
age,
It was
babies
the
were-
honorable thing to do. And, you know, I was like, now I need to think a little bit harder about like the challenges I give you guys, because that one honestly took me by surprise. I didn't think anybody was going to give me $5. And I didn't think I was going to do it, but I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll slap my balls. Arden, can we cut that? Can we like put that into a highlight reel?
Usually breastfed for 2 years.
Can we just put it over and over again?
Breastfeeding requires a very intense chewing motion. And this chewing motion helps set the bones right in the face, so the baby can breathe easily.
Turbofinger Monkey says, I was only joking, John. Don't debase yourself for my dumb ass. Love you, bro. Love you too, bro. But, I mean, it's my job. You know, this is, it's my job not to respect myself and to slap my nuts for money on the internet. So, it ain't much, but it's honest work.
Later in life.
The reasons why
So-
our ancestors all had these prognathic, really strong faces,
Prognathic.
these huge airways, it's because they were breastfed for a minimum of 2 years. And after
Turtling Monkey says, nut slap in high school got crazy and I don't miss it. Dude. That was stupid, man. But boy, you got your buddy good sometimes, and they would be like in tears. Like, right? You got to do the backhand, like, kapow! Right? And then they just like, Crumble. I mean, it wouldn't fly now. It wouldn't fly now because that would be seen as sexual assault, and maybe it was to a degree. But it was just boys being boys back then. Yeah, fuck that, dude. That sucked. I don't know why. I don't know why, boys did that to each other, men did that to each other. It was just it was some sort of dominance thing. But I got so good at blocking, like, because I have really fast reflexes. I don't know if you guys know this. I do. And so I would do this thing, right? I would anticipate it with my spider sense, and I would block with my hand. And I was the winner of that game. That's all I can tell you. I was the winner of that game.
After that, they weren't weaned onto applesauce or baby food. They ate adult food, right? There was no such thing as Gerber's back then, a few hundred years ago. They went from being breastfed.
Mr. Blue says, women will say they want to have another baby. I've never wanted another kick in the balls. That's true, right? Women want another baby. I don't want to get kicked in the balls anymore. If I could go the rest of my life without getting hit in the nuts, I would take that pill. It's like red pill, blue pill. If like don't get hit in the nuts or $1 million, I would take that don't get hit in the nuts, because it's not worth it. It's not worth getting hit in the nuts. It's a pain. Is there any women in it? There's couch turfing, but is there any women? Is Thought here? Somebody go get Thought. The pain is indescribable because it's your main organ to extend your DNA into the future. So you have a natural monkey brain to defend that organ at all costs. And so when you fail that duty, then every pain neuron in your brain goes off and calls you an idiot at the same time. It's indescribable. It's indescribable. And I don't understand why people cut their wieners off on purpose. That is wild to me. Because they think they're a girl and stuff. Dude, if you think you're a girl, then you think you're a girl with a penis, which is better than being a normal girl. Why would you want to cut off your penis? That's like I don't know what it's like, dude. It's like you having a gun and then be like, I don't want this gun anymore. Why not? What? That's a perfectly good gun. You can have that gun and just like keep it on you. You might need it one day. And then you were like, well, it's not ladylike to have a gun. Well, have it. Have it anyway, dude. It doesn't matter. I just don't understand. Because women would love to have a penis. They don't even realize it. They don't even realize how much they would love having a penis. It is awesome, dude. You can slap it against your thighs, right? You can like tuck it under and be like, yo, check it out. And like, it looks like a vagina, but it's not because it's tucked under, right? You could spread it out and like put it on funny pages and then like it copies it. No, I can't do that. But I do that anyway.
To eating adult food, which requires a lot of chewing.
Okay.
But all that breastfeeding.
Hold on. There we go. There's the bell. I like Old Belly's coming back, right? It was a little dry for a while. Turfing Your Monkey, $10 again. Thanks, bro. I'm glad your job exists. Keep working. I enjoy it. Oh, thank you, dude. I appreciate that. I really do.
Down the drain.
But I can't slap myself in the nuts anymore. That was a one-time thing.
The big food manufacturers started introducing baby food. Pablum baby cereal, Gerber pureed vegetables, and Nestle's infamous baby formula.
Turfling Monkey says helicopter. Yeah, you can do the helicopter. That takes a lot of hip work and stuff like that. I'm really good at the thigh slapper, right? I can really get a good sound, especially if I'm in the bathroom. There's a lot of hard surfaces in the bathroom, so I get this. It's really funny, and then everybody laughs.
All the rage. It was all about quick, convenient meals. Because breastfeeding sucks. Feed your...
Mr. Blue says, stop selling it. We're going to have more chicks with thigh flesh wank. That's not a penis, dude. That's not a penis. You cutting off like a strip of back fat and then like trying to cobble it into a penis. That ain't a penis, bro. You're not going to feel anything. That's just, I don't know what that is. I wouldn't even call that an appendage. I would call that, I don't know. What is that thing? It's just a cylinder of flesh that you decide to sew to your pelvis. It doesn't do anything. Do they actually like run piping through it so you can pee out of it? God, that would be a mess. It would be a mess, dude. Right? Because chicks don't know how to. First of all, having a penis takes practice, right? Because it's like a little fire hose, and if you don't get a handle on it before it starts peeing, then it's just going to get everywhere. So if you do that as like, you know, a 25, 30-year-old woman, you're going to have no idea. You're going to have no idea how to handle it. And you're going to go up to the urinal. First, you're going to go up to the urinal, and you're going to be right next to another guy, right? Because you don't understand the urinal etiquette. So you're going to go right up next to another guy, and then he's automatically going to assume you're gay, right? Until he looks at you and sees that you're just a woman that has done a ton of TRT. And then he'll be like, oh my God. He'll laugh, and then his piss will start doing that thing, right? And then piss is going to go everywhere. And then you, as the woman with your new phallus, your new robo phallus, I don't know what to call it. It'll spring a leak probably out of one of the stitches, and then you're going to start spraying, and you're not even going to know because you don't know if this is normal or not. And then everybody in the bathroom is just going to be like, nope. And then everyone's going to leave, and you're going to be real lonely. Because you know what chicks do in the bathroom? They make friends. They talk to everybody. They become best friends with some random bitch they met in the bathroom. It's the weirdest thing. If you did that, you turned into a guy, right? You did all the injections and had like the fake wiener and stuff. And then you went into the men's room and then try to strike up a conversation, you get the shit kicked out of you. You would, right? It's not a place for socializing. No, it's for going to the bathroom and then dealing drugs. That's what the men's room is for. Depending on where it is, right? If it's in a gay bar, then yeah, there's probably some socialization going on there. But hopefully you're not there. But other than that, it's drugs and peeing. That's it. Taking poops too, right? And you're not gonna enjoy that. Women don't know how good they have it in their bathrooms. Have you ever been? I'm sure every guy here has been in a woman's bathroom, but dude, some of them are like stellar. Like they kick ass, dude. I went to one that was in a zoo. Like my wife brought me into the women's room. She's like, you got to see this women's room. The entire wall was backed up to like a monkey habitat, and it was all jungle. It was beautiful, right? And then I went into the men's room to go pee, and there was like graffiti on the wall and stuff like that. I think there was a dead guy in one of the stalls. It's not the same experience. It's just not the same experience. Women's bathroom is an event. It's I'm surprised they don't have to pay extra to go there, but so I understand how troons want to get in there. Not just for the unguarded females, which is the main thing, but also there's like free stuff in there too. There's like couches and stuff. And I think there's an ironing board. I'm sure some have like full kitchens with like snack bars and shit. And, why would men's not have that? Because I would never eat from a snack bar in a men's room. Never in my life. If I saw a snack bar in a men's room, I'd be like, that's a trap. That's a trap. I know that's not real. Whatever it is, I'm not trusting anything out of there. Women can do that. Men can't do that. Men can't do that. No. So But I think it'd be funny if somebody was trying to hand out snacks in the bathroom.
Baby the nutrient-void
That'd be
string
funny.
peas made by Heinz instead.
A new world of freshness. Bird's Eye frozen instant baby food. Bird's Eye's unique dry freezing process gives you strained baby foods with fresh food benefits never before possible. So give baby a fresh serving every meal with wonderful new fresh food taste appeal. Get Bird's Eye.
Mr. Blue says, is our cult Christian or do we worship some kind of serpent god or what? Yeah, I think it's Christian. Yeah. We'll put a pin in that, but Christian until then. Yeah.
Frozen instant baby food. A complete line in your grocer's freezer.
Yeah, Christian. We'll go with Christian, right? Because there are a lot of cults that were, and they seem to turn out fine.
Baby food is becoming more and more popular, so we're
Why are you talking about baby food, couch turfing? We're talking about like penises and stuff, and women's bathrooms, and like how women's or trans men's penises spring leaks and stuff. We're not talking about baby food. Is it this? Is it this what you're talking about? It's not what people are talking about.
Processed foods.
And what happens when you eat processed food, especially with sugar?
Mr. Blue says, praise to be determined.
When it's metabolized, it gives off CO2.
Yeah, totally.
And that goes through from the stomach.
I mean, I'm here now, so.
To the bloodstream, into the lungs, and then it has
Until
to be
then.
exhaled. And there's so much more.
I don't want to get too blasphemous, right? Because I'm a Christian, and I don't want to get too blasphemous. I don't know if God has a sense of humor. I don't want to bet on that. So, yeah.
CO2 than normal, that they switch from nose breathing, which keeps the tongue on the roof of the mouth, making the jaw grow wide, and the tongue drops. They open their mouth, and the cheeks push in, and they get all crooked teeth and lots.
Yeah. Yep. We've all seen them. We have all seen stuff like that. We have seen stuff like that, and it's like, damn, dude, what's going on with you? Is they can't breathe through their nose, or they choose not to, or something like that. I don't get it.
Lots of other problems too, but even just changing the diet has changed how faces grow. So we see more long face syndrome.
Mr. Blue says, I think he does, and if not, I'm already fucked. Referring to God having a sense of humor. Yeah, I hope. I really do hope, because I have said some really bad things, and I am sorry. But I make jokes. That's just, if you made me to make jokes, it's not like you're going to get pissed off about the jokes I make.
A lot of kids are eating orthodontics, and it all goes.
I'm not saying they're all, gems, right? I specialize in bad jokes. My bad jokes are my best jokes. They're the ones I enjoy the most. So, yeah. You guys are going to have to listen to my bad jokes. Like a lot. From now on.
It's back to sugar.
There's
a lot of
them, by the way. She's a dental hygienist, and she's actually written a book on mouth breathing called Lip Zip. It's free and
Ooh, a dental hygienist. Oh, so you clean people's teeth and tell them the doctor will be in soon. Wow, you wrote a book? You brush people's teeth for a living. That's what a dental hygienist does. Scrape. Here, don't swallow this. Spit it out in 30 seconds. Done. Every dental hygienist I have ever come across has always been a woman. Does that mean something? I don't know. But if a man came in and said, I'm not the dentist, I'm the dental hygienist, I'd be like, no, no, dude, no. You get that girl in there to put her fingers in my mouth and do the cleaning, and then you come in and look and be like, yep, it's good. See you in 6 months. And then that's it. We're done. We're over. Right? I don't want you prodding in my shit like that and being like, you need to floss. No, thank you.
Link it below. She really helped.
Always, 100% of the time. Never met a male dental hygienist. Never, ever. I have never.
Helped out with this documentary. And as these spoon-fed babies gobbled up their slop, their jaws never developed as they grew up.
Mr. Blue says God's up there looking down at us like a disappointed father from the audience at my stand-up that one time. Boy, do I feel you, Mr. Blue. No, I used to do stand-up, and I did stand-up for years, too. And, like, I never invited my parents. But, like, me and Jess started dating, and then she decides to invite my parents. And it was a big gig. There was, like, 250 people in the crowd. And I fucking murdered. I murdered, too. Still disappointed. My father was still disappointed.
Small mouths, crowded teeth, and weak jaws.
He was probably more disappointed that I was good at it. Right? Because he's like, ah.
Which led to them
murdered, though.
Mouth breathers.
A face that's not the right shape doesn't work properly.
And it's only gotten worse. Earlier,
it's true. Ugly people are less efficient. Okay? And that's just 100% true. That's why they're ugly, because they don't work properly. Their things are all messed up. And that's what makes them ugly. That is the essence of being ugly. They can't breathe properly. Their teeth, their jaw doesn't chew right because it's all weak and shit. And their chin is back and stuff. And their teeth are all at different angles and stuff. Like that. Like a graveyard. That's ugly. When your shit don't work right, it's ugly.
We showed you a native boy and an industrialized boy from the 1930s, and you already saw a big difference.
Forest Mommy says, no gook hands allowed in this mouth. Yeah, here.
Take a look at how kids from today compare to kids back then from the early 1900s, or even the 1950s. Everyone has longer faces, crooked teeth, gummy...
Mr. Blue says, oh God, not only is my son a clown, but he's the best clown in the circus. I mean, I did murder, and I think they were a little bit surprised about that because my dad thinks I'm fucking retarded.
He smiles and a receding
like legitimately retarded.
So what happens, especially when
so
we're young,
yeah,
if you breathe with an
he was
open
like,
mouth
okay,
all the time, throughout the night, throughout the day, your skeleton and your musculature will start developing to that form, that open mouth form.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Forest Mommy says, and orthodontists, fuck them all. I don't go to the dentist. I don't go to the dentist. No. I don't go to the doctor. If something happens to me, it's happening, right? If I get some sort of weird cancer or like, you know, if I'm going to the hospital, it's because I am unconscious and bleeding heavily. Jess, don't take me to the hospital. They'll kill me there, right? They'll kill me. I have good insurance though, so maybe not.
Often it'll be things like a very long, narrow faces, what they call an adenoid faces. And when we look...
Couch Turfing says, I close John's mouth at night if he has it open. This is a topic I'm very passionate about, LMAO. So I don't always do that, but when I'm drunk, I do. I will open mouth snore. But it's not. So what? So what? It's not usually like that. And yeah, she does do that. She does. I'll just like, and she'll like smack it shut too. It's not even like gently.
In the mouth, we do see sometimes a lot of...
Forest Mommy, you missed me smacking my nuts earlier. Turd Flinging Monkey gave me $5 to smack my nuts. He didn't smack my nuts. I smacked my nuts. But I guess that's what I do now. I've lowered myself to that kind of entertainment where I'm just like the Shoe Nice or like a Steve-O, where I just put my body under pressure and like torture and then people pay me for it. That's a clown. That's a clown. Me smacking my nuts, that's clowning.
Crowding because of a very narrow palate.
Sorry you missed it for us, Mommy. I'm just telling you because it was an event, you know.
And very arched palate as well. All these are generally signs that there may be something underlying that's going on that's making the child or the patient breathe from the mouth or rely on breathing from the mouth.
This is facial structure.
No. No. Forrest Mommy gave $15 and she said, "Well, do it again." And I should have said this, that I said, I will not do it again. I'm not doing that again because it hurt. And I'm not going down that road. Okay. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to end up doing whippets and getting weird tattoos. And like, I don't want to end up like Steve-O, you know, cause he's weird, right? He's just a weird guy. And you have to feel bad for him because he just fried his brain with whippets and like, no, but thanks for the $15, but I'm not going to smack my wiener again.
Sure is the norm.
Smack my balls. Because I got that right one good. And it's still aching. It's still aching. Like, what was it? 10, 15 minutes ago? It still aches. So it's not worth it to me, right? I'm not going to beat the hell out of my ball bag just to make $20. Now, however, if you were to up that, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that.
Normal. And it led to a cataclysm of health problems.
Brandon Sapp said, couldn't hurt. Don't fucking say that. Because it did hurt. It did hurt.
All know and love today.
Las Tejas says John's embraces inner whore. And like, yeah, dude, what do you think I'm doing here? This is OnlyFans for guys. I don't have the goods to show off. Right. So I have to make jokes. And this is what I got. And yeah, it's not going to make me $4 million a month. Like that one, the one whore. But that's just, that's the glass ceiling that men have, right? We can't break through that glass ceiling. We have the parts that we have and we got to use what we got. There's a glass ceiling and now the men are under it. And the women blast right through that with their boobs out and stuff. And I have no ill will towards them. You know, they run up that bag. Whore. Stupid whore.
They want you to think that things like ADHD are genetic. They want you to think that this rise in ADHD is normal, that there's nothing you can do about it. So just keep
Arden Chair says, don't worry, FOMO. It will be in the highlight. So you follow me, FOMO, there will be a highlight of me smacking my nuts. And that's for you guys.
Taking this Adderall, please. When in reality,
Adderall
mouth breathing might be one of the factors that plays into ADHD.
Okay, mouth breathing does not cause ADHD. I mean, it causes ADHD symptoms. I believe that, but a lot of things can. But that doesn't mean that they have ADHD. That just means they're having symptoms of bad diets and stuff like that. ADHD is a complete rewiring of the brain. It's not something that you can just fix by breathing out your nose. Trust me, I breathe out my nose and it didn't fix it. It was bad. It requires medication. And it kind of sucks.
Almost all the kids that are diagnosed with ADHD are mouth breathers. And if you just can get...
No, I'm not. I can't help it. I'm not, bitch. Look, I have a very nice chin. My bite, it's right there, you know? I'm not a mouth breather. You fucking bitch.
Get them to close their mouth and breathe through their nose. They will actually breathe in and have 18% more oxygen absorbed by their brain. And that leads to deeper sleep. And that way the kids wake up rested. But if they breathe through their mouth the whole night, oxygen drops, they don't sleep in a regenerative level of sleep, and they wake up tired and cranky.
ADHD or not, if you take...
I never slept well because I did have ADD, and I have to take sleeping pills every night or else I just won't fall asleep. And it wasn't because I was a mouth breather. It was just, I just had a weird head. I had a weird brain, and it made me different from other people. And it was a lot to deal with. And I don't like this lady, how she's saying that I'm just a stupid mouth breather, and if I just breathe through my nose, then everything would have been fine. But that's not true. That's not the case. See, this is the confusion behind ADD. ADD is a very common thing these days because of vaccines. That's my personal belief. And people like conflate it with, bad diet, or, he's just not getting enough exercise and sunshine, or he's just a bad kid. He's just behaving badly, even though he can do it. He's just choosing not to. And then you get a lot of talks about like, you don't understand the gravity of the situation and stuff like that. People don't understand. They just straight up don't understand because it's not in their realm of understanding. They just figure that anybody can capably control their concentration and shift their concentration from one thing to another without much trouble. But that's not true for everybody. Some people can't focus their eyes on certain things. Some people have trouble hearing. There's certain things that some people are not good at, and it's not a personality flaw. It's just a certain biochemical reaction that is not similar in my brain to other people's brains. I don't think I was born with ADD. I think I contracted it from the shots, getting those shots very young, because there is a lot of studies that point in that direction. And also, the pharmaceutical industry sells medication that perfectly clears it up, but they're also the ones that push the shots. So is that just supposed to be a hunky-dory coincidence, right? You push free shots and then make lifelong customers? Weird. It's so funny that you guys made out like fucking bandits and now I'm a slave. Thanks, assholes. My parents.
Like a kid, deprive their brain of oxygen and deep sleep throughout the night, and then you take that kid and force them to sit in a chair for 6-7 hours?
Forest Mommy says they convinced people they aren't normal. Kids with ADD or ADHD or autism or whatever you want to call it. You saw that tennis guy, right? Would you call that normal? The one we were doing on Daywave, the tennis guy, Matt Geiger, the famous Matt Geiger who drives a Mercedes. Would you call that guy normal? Or would you call that guy damaged in some way? He was damaged in some way. Not blaming him at all, right? But now that he's an adult out in the world, we have to make fun of him because, I don't know, our souls need to burn. But yeah, that ain't normal. No one needs to convince that guy he's not normal. He knows. He knows. He said he had ADHD, and that is probably only the tip of the iceberg, right? He's probably much deeper on the spectrum than I am, right? I have a light dusting. He is swimming in it, right? And you got to feel bad, but he's out there being Matt Geiger, chasing his dreams. I believe in you, Matt.
They're not going to do well.
If you are choking on yourself all night, as so many people do.
Does somebody want to choke on me? Oh, okay.
You aren't resting. You aren't entering stages of deep sleep.
Forest Mommy says, I don't like making eye contact with a lot of people. Completely normal. So you're describing yourself as completely normal. Okay. Okay. All right. You're watching this show, Forest Mommy.
Which means your body never restores.
You ain't normal, bitch. You're one of us. You're one of us. Dude, come on. Come on. Neurotypical Forest Mommy just hangs out with the nerds, but she's the normal one, right? What are you, the team mom? No, you're just as retarded as the rest of us. Not as retarded as some of us, like Scott and Turd Flinging Monkey, and like, I don't know. Let's say Brandon Sapp, but like you're on there. You're on this side of the fence.
Put them on insanely strong
What of us?
drugs.
What
You're gonna
of
cripple
us?
them for life.
Exactly.
And guess what? That's what we're doing to about 1 out of 20 kids in America right this second, according to the CDC. And it's not just kids who developed disorders from breathing through their mouths. Adults, especially seniors, are developing sleep apnea at crazy high rates.
That is very strange. There's a lot of people with sleep apnea, but they're usually pretty heavy. They're heavy. They're fat. They're fat people. And they get sleep apnea for some reason. I don't know how sleep apnea works. I know it's like you choking at night. It's probably related to their diet, probably too much alcohol. Because when I drink a lot, especially if I'm drinking, like if I'm on a bender or something like that, I'll do that. I'll like breathe with my mouth open and go, but I don't drink all that often anymore. I used to a lot. Couch Surfing says there's one ped I saw online recently talking about how if her patients don't vaccinate, she will drop them as a patient and then report them to CPS for medical neglect. What? That's retarded. I mean, that makes sense because those pediatricians, they get paid to vaccinate their patients. Like if they vaccinate like 60% of their patients or something like that, they get a huge bonus, spiff, whatever you want to call it. But it's like tens of thousands of dollars at the end of the year. So they're highly motivated to vaccinate your kids, regardless of the outcome. So it doesn't surprise me that she'd want to like scare tactic people into getting their kids vaccinated because she probably has boat payments or something, or house payments or whatnot. Medical professionals aren't, moral arbiters. They're humans that respond to incentives like any other humans, right? So people should keep that in mind when they're taking the advice of a doctor, that this doctor might not want what's best for you, but they might want what's best for them. And that's unfortunately very common. I know doctors take the Hippocratic oath that says do no harm, but I don't think they give two shits about that oath. And that's sad. It's really sad. But, when it comes down to, well, I could do what the pharmaceutical company said and make a bunch of money, or I can follow my nebulous kind of no rules oath, they're going to pay their bills. They're going to pay their bills. Not all doctors. So you can find a good one. We have found doctors that, say we don't vaccinate, and they're totally fine with that. They don't give us any grief about it. And that's a good doctor, but they're becoming rare because they're getting a lot of pressure from like the AMA and places like that. And, they can lose their license over some stupid bullshit. So yeah, the system is trying to crack down on people's freedom. Weird, right? That's just what the system does, though. You have to just learn. You have to keep on your toes. And it's so unfortunate because when like a young couple goes in to the hospital to have their first kid, they are brutal on them. Like they pressure them and say your baby's going to die if you don't do this and this and this and this. And they like keep them in the hospital, run up a bill, and then they leave the hospital at like $20,000 or $30,000 in debt when they didn't need to do that at all. They didn't need to do that at all. But the hospital took advantage of like 20-year-old kids who are having their first kid because they know they didn't know shit, right? And they would just want what's best for their kid. But the hospital fucking doesn't care. They don't give two shits about you. They don't give a shit about your kid either, right? They want to make their money, and that's how they're going to do it. We had our first kid in a hospital. Fucking hated the people there. They pressured. They said, oh, your baby's going to die if you leave. And I was like, fuck you, we're leaving. And we did. We left. Don't listen to them. They're full of shit. They're liars.
9% of the entire U.S. population has sleep apnea.
Hit the like button, everybody.
Is a direct
hit the like button. I smacked my nuts for this show. Somebody hit the like button.
Result of mouth breathing.
But there are a lot of people who don't sleep properly and they snore. And what happens to some of those people is they die in their sleep, not because of breathing, but their heart works so hard to get them to take the next breath. They're on their back, their mouth.
Turfing Monkey says, did you nut slap Zimmerzer? Well, like the hospital chief? I would have nut slapped. It was a girl, but I can't like badge slap her. Wouldn't that be nice if we just solve all our adult problems with like, kapow, just a nut slap real quick? No, but then you get arrested and shit, especially if it's a doctor. It's like hospitals are not, dude, don't go to the hospital. Don't go to the hospital. Don't trust doctors. Don't trust the medical system. don't go to the hospital. If you're dying, like you got in a car wreck and like your leg got blown off or something, go to the hospital. But other than that, if it's not catastrophic and you have minutes to live, just ride it out. By the way, I don't want to get sued, so this show is for entertainment purposes only. But just ride that shit out. There's nothing that the hospital is going to do that's going to be a positive influence on your life. Trust me. They're just going to try to diagnose you with a bunch. First, they're going to run a bunch of tests that are completely unnecessary. And they're going to bill you for each one of those tests. And then if they find something even subnominal or even, just a little something that they could blow out of proportion, they're going to be like, well, we need to do surgery. Yeah, right? Because you have this cancer cell or something, and we need to do surgery to get it out. Even though a lot of people have cancers that don't metastasize is the word, where it spreads around and becomes. And if they hadn't gone to the hospital to get it excised and stuff, here's the thing. Like what a mammogram, right? Where they go and check for breast cancer. They squeeze your tit in between those vices, right? Clap, right? And then they shoot x-rays at it. Like that's not going to cause cancer. And besides, if you do have a cancerous lump in your tit and then you smash it down, it can actually break open and then cause those cancerous cells to spread around your body, actually causing an issue, right? It was fine before. It was all cuddled up in a lump of breast fat and shit, but it would have been fine. But no, they clamped down on it and they broke it open like a cherry tomato, and now you have lung cancer. So it wasn't an overall gain for you. Modern medicine is a miracle. However, modern ethics has yet to catch up. You know what I mean?
The mouth is open and the tongue falls in the throat, and it blocks the airway, and they don't switch to nasal breathing. And because it's in their throat, the heart has to keep pumping to try and get them to take the next breath. And they don't die from not getting the breath, they die from a heart attack, from overexerting their heart. And if they don't unplug the throat, they die.
But how? How can this simple act of breathing...
Forrest Mummy says they ain't smashing these itty-bitty titties. Itty-bitties. These itty-bitties. She didn't say titties. Just the itty-bitties. Good. Don't let them. Don't let them. Right? I know they're just like wringing their hands and stuff over it. Don't let them. Right? It's all a scare tactic. I feel like the medical industry is all a scare tactic. COVID was all a scare tactic. Oh, I'm off YouTube. There we go. It's all bullshit. Don't let them. Just fucking ignore it. Just put down your phone and ignore it. I know I was in California. I grew up in California, and the people there are insane. Insane. And they're still insane. Like, people still wear masks and stuff around, and they're still getting booster shots and shit. Dude, I didn't get one of those. I'm still alive. I'm fine. I am fine. Dude, apparently I got COVID, but I didn't lose my taste or my smell or anything like that. It was like a flu. It wasn't even a bad flu. It was just a normal flu. So don't let them. But you know what happens to people that go in the hospitals? They get put on like remdesivir, and they get put on like intubated with respirators and stuff. And then they crank up those respirators way too high, and then those people are already like, zonked out on Valium and shit, and then they just stop breathing. And then mark another one off for COVID. Oh, we're going to get a check from the government for like $40,000 because this person stopped breathing. There we go. Assholes. Don't trust them. Don't go to the hospital. Don't trust them.
Through your mouth be so bad for you?
Go away, cat.
Well, it's simple. It's because breathing, getting in oxygen, is the most important thing you can do, and we are all screwing it up.
Hog Dog says, I never got COVID, never one positive test. I never did a PCR. I never did those PCR tests, and I would never do that. But I think I spit on a thing, and it said, yep, you have COVID. I'm like, okay. And I was fine. I was fine. I'm not going to let them put that thing in my nose. No. Why? Why would I do that? If I'm sick, I know I'm sick. If I'm not sick, I know I'm not sick, right? So why would I spend hours in my car waiting in line so some lady can shove something up my nose? No. No, thank you. I don't know what's on that thing. I don't. You could have COVID on that thing. You could have used the same swab over and over again. I don't know. That's gross.
If you don't breathe, you're not going to live. So it's really...
Forrest Mommy says, everyone has seen my boobs. And everyone's seen me smack my nuts. All right? No one's special here.
critical to life. The same with needing water and needing food. But
yeah, I remember all the sheep
one.
lining up to get tested. I was like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. No fucking way. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? No.
Thing we have to do. And we have to do it right because it begins a cascade of things going wrong.
People are asking to see your tits in the chat, and no, it's not. This isn't chatterbait, guys. That's come on.
Mainly from not getting enough oxygen to the tongue dropping to the face changing.
When you breathe through your nose, you're forced to take deeper, slower breaths. This immediately
Let's try it, everybody. It's actually very relaxing. Okay? We're not going to listen to any medical bullshit. We're just going to fucking chill out. Okay? We're going to do some yoga in the forest later. Forest Mommy's going to lead that. You do yoga in the forest, right?
Calms down the brain.
What is the physiological response to stress?
Goofy Boot says, John, shut up. So, FOMO.
Is we clench up, we hold our breath.
Shut up, John. This isn't your show. Okay, I'm on this side. I'm calling the shots here, Goofy Boots.
Air filter. When you breathe in through the nose, any dust, bacteria, and pollen is immediately captured by your nose hairs.
Brandon Sab says, at Forest Mommy, I haven't, but I imagine them being like John's, but not John's. So you imagine Forest Mommy's boobs being small nippled, like my nipples, very petite nipples. Well, good. Congratulations to you, Forest Mommy. No one wants those big old orangutan nips, right? Like Oreo cookies with a Hershey kiss on it. It's just no. You want sports nipples, right? A little pink, that are like sporty versions. I like my nipples. I don't know why I get so much heat over my nipples. I think they fit my physique, and I'm pretty buff. So, I think my nipples are great, and that's all I really have to say about it. I know they're good stuff. They don't do anything. They're just purely aesthetic. But they're there. And they're not overpowering, right? They don't draw focus from the rest of it. So they do their job, which is nothing. But it's not like, if I didn't have them, it'd be weird. It's like somebody shaving their eyebrows, right? When you look at them, you notice something's missing, something's wrong. But like if I had no nipples and you looked at me, you'd be like, something is not quite right. Go away, cat. Go away. I'm sorry. Back to my nipples. I forgot what I was saying.
Then the air moves into the nasal cavity where it's filtered again. This time by even tinier hairs called cilia. One study showed that people with denser nose hairs had a lower chance of developing asthma. The air is also filtered by your mucus. Breathing through the nose also emits something called nitric oxide, which is a natural chemical made by your nose.
Dan Snot says nipples are sensitive, used for pleasure. Well, yeah, they are. I mean, like mine, they don't do nothing, right? They're not even like oh, that actually kind of hurt. They're not like that. I don't get like a thing from, I can't even touch Jess's nipples because she's like, these are business nipples now. These are for nursing. And I'm like, but, and she's like, no. And I'm like, oh, fuck, man. It's like, and I can't touch them. I mean, touching mine does nothing for me. It does nothing for me, right? I'm not one of those weirdos that's like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't. I know you're going to put that in the highlight, too.
That kills viruses.
Not only.
It's going to be a bad highlight reel. It's going to be a bad highlight reel. Follow me on X at Sulk the White. If you want to see Ardenshire's highlight reels of my show, they're really good. But I haven't been posting them on Rumble, and thank you, Ardenshire.
Only does it help filter air out and heat air, but it helps capture moisture.
Lazy do-nothing
40%
nipples.
more moisture.
They do nothing. They do nothing. My nipples, they're good for nothing. They just hang on. They're like lampreys.
So you don't have to constantly be drinking water. When I see people jogging and they are breathing through their mouth,
use your imagination.
Carrying like 4 different water bottles, they wouldn't need those water bottles if they just learned to breathe through their noses, because the body is designed to capture that moisture.
Hog Dog says my doggy has mommy milkers for her pups. Have you ever milked your dog? Can you milk your dog? Can you milk your dog? Hog Dog, can you milk your dog? Please, can you milk your dog? And like film it and then post it? Because can you? It's a milking the dog. I don't know why I find that funny, but because I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could get dog milk, and then milk your dog, dude. Just do it.
That's what the nose does. And then there's nitric oxide, which is this miraculous molecule that plays an essential role in vasodilation.
Goofy Boots says, I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? Which is a classic line from Meet the Parents. But he can milk his dog, right? You can't milk me. You can't. Just pure testosterone would come out of my nipples. I should be breastfeeding the kid. I'm going to raise a champion. Right? He's going to be getting pure testosterone out of these nipples. I'll go around the gym and I'll just start breastfeeding all the muscle men, right? I'll be like, come on, bro. Right? Get some. Yeah. Get some bitty. It's taking a weird turn.
In circulation.
It's taking a weird turn, but yeah, that's what I would do.
And more, and it kills viruses and bacteria.
And because you're taking deeper, slower breaths.
Come on, big muscly bro. Get some of this test. Right? And then and then Knobs Dog or Hog Dog can milk me for testosterone and we can sell it.
That's through the nose. You're also getting around 20% more oxygen than you would with the mouth. More oxygen means your brain is gonna work better. It means that you're gonna perform better at the gym. You're gonna feel more energized.
Coaches in the 50s used to have their runners take a big mouthful of water, run around the track, and then they'd have to spit out that same amount of water into a cup to force them to breathe through their nose, because breathing is so essential to their recovery, their endurance, and their performance.
Think about it.
Damn,
Oxygen
Hog.
is the
Damn, Hog Dog. Hog Dog says we lost a cute baby girl. She was born healthy, and then 20 minutes later, mom rolled on her and suffocated her. Why'd you got to put that in my chat, bro? Why'd you got to put... That's sad. That's sad. That's sad. That's... But, I mean, she had like a bunch of other ones, right? This is a dog we're talking about, right? This isn't some big fat Jamaican lady, is it?
Lifeblood of the human body.
I hope not.
The entire anatomy of
only because we have enough Jamaicans. We don't need more Jamaicans.
Your nose was optimized for one thing and one thing only: breathing in oxygen. And yet, all of us are sidestepping this beautifully designed apparatus to breathe with a part of the body that is meant for eating, not breathing.
Couch Turfing says, donate $5 and Sulk gets to make me a snack. And I'm adding this myself, and you get to pick what that is.
That is why when people switch...
I flipped it on you. You thought you were going to have me bring a yummy snack, and no. But now you're going to have this pack of rabid animals picking Well, and they're gonna be nice to you. God damn it.
From mouth breathing.
Of course
to
they're gonna be
regular-
nice. Of course they're gonna be nice. They're mean as fuck to me. But to you, they're gonna be nice, and like I'm gonna have to bring you like cake or something. But if it was me, they'd be like, you bring him an old hot dog or something, right? I don't know why they're nice to you. It's because you're a girl.
Breathing, they can notice huge benefits.
You'll see these people, they're mouth breathers.
Can it also change face shape?
Yeah, so there's a wild book called Jaws, A Hidden Epidemic by colleagues of mine at Stanford. There's one case of this young girl who she got a pet hamster, I think it was, got a allergy to the hamster, and literally took this beautiful young girl, and her face just starts aging at a rapid rate. They get rid of the hamster. She goes back to nasal breathing. They do a little encouragement of nasal breathing using the mouth closure thing at night, do a little bit of medical tape. And like these beautiful, almost like model-esque features come back in this girl. Jaw shape and the clear to the nasal passages.
See, this guy I would take medical advice from, not like the head of health that we had. God damn you, Dan Snot. I don't take health advice from fat people. That's what I'm saying. All like the Minister of Health of Belgium and all the ministers of health. No, if you are ugly and you are fat and you have trouble breathing, I'm not taking dietary advice from you. I'm not taking health advice from you. If you're like chiseled, if you look like RFK, who's like 60 and he's like chiseled, and his voice is real bad, but besides that, I'll take health advice from him because I would love to look like RFK when I'm 60 years old, right? He's jacked. I don't care if he's on TRT. I know he is. I don't give a shit, right? He knows how to do it. I don't want to take medical advice from a guy who has like makeup, lipstick, and he's like little teeth and like big long hair, and he like has this, he's a monster. He looks like a monster. He looks like a monster. I'm not taking medical advice from you. If you're, 300 pounds overweight, I'm not going to take your medical advice. I don't care if you're a doctor. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. That's like taking business advice from a poor person. No, I'm not doing that. Anyways, what did Dan Snot do? Hold on. There we go. Dan Snot says grilled cheese and tomato soup is chilly outside for you guys. See, that's not even... I don't have tomato soup. I can make a grilled cheese. I'll make you a grilled cheese. I can't believe you used the chat against me like that. Jess, this is my show. You can do your own show. But my show, and then you're like, okay, at least I got $5 out of it.
Known in 1800.
I guess I got
there was a book
$5
called Shut Your Mouth by a British doctor who talked about the fact that people who snore sleep like this and then during the daytime they become mouth breathers. He said they become less attractive than the people.
Turd Flinging Monkey says, I like Down syndrome people. Some of them can be hot.
Who are nose breathers.
For example.
But can they consent? Can a Down syndrome person consent? Does it matter?
If you want the easiest way to have a more defined jawline to make your face instantly more attractive without surgery, just stop mouth breathing. It's free. But because our faces have gone through such dramatic...
Forrest Mommy says, LOL, feed her. Yeah, the cat. Yeah, I know she needs to be fed. But I'm doing a show right now. And like... I'll feed her. 10 minutes. 10 minutes, I will feed this cat. And then I will feed the other cat, which is my wife, because she's in there meowing. And she's like probably breastfeeding. And she's like, bring me snacks. Bring me snacks. Yeah, she does that.
Dramatic structural changes. Switching from mouth breathing to nose breathing is not so simple for...
Forrest Mommy says Downs can only consent with other Downs. No. Because, like, I have ADD, right? It would be stupid for me to only consent with other ADD people. And I wouldn't even want that. ADD chicks are weird, right? They're not that common either. They're just kind of weird. Not that I have a specific problem with them. Not that I would be against that. But I would like to free up my options. And just because I'm a little retarded doesn't mean, I have to be with other and Jess has her own issues, right? I don't know exactly what they are, but it's just, we're both kind of not neurotypical people, but we don't really match like that. We're not both ADD. That would be a nightmare. Can you imagine 2 ADD people running a household? It would be a disaster. No, it would be a disaster. So you need to find someone that like complements your specific condition. I didn't want to say disability. Condition. So somebody with Downs could date somebody with ups. I'm proud of that one. I'm proud of that one. I don't give a fuck if you guys like this show. I don't care. I don't care. I know they're stupid jokes. That's what you got to do.
If you've been breathing through your mouth your entire life, your nose is gonna be more clogged up. But luckily, the more you force yourself to breathe through your nose,
thanks for
the
coming.
more open it becomes.
The less you use your nose, the less you're going to be able to use your nose, just like any other muscle. So when people start habitually breathing through their mouths, their noses are going to start to close up. And we know this from the doctor of speech language pathology at Stanford. She measured people who had laryngectomy.
Okay, hold on, that's a hole right there. She's got the fourth hole, the fifth hole. How many holes do women have? I'm like counting them, and I'm like, should I count that one? I don't know. It's too many. Dan Snot says yes. The Seattle Mariners had the most wins in MLB history and failed to get the World Series. Yep. Fuck you, Taylor Swift.
Holes drilled in their throats so they could breathe. She found between 2 months and 2 years, their noses were completely blocked, zero air coming in. So the more you use,
you have to use your nose. So don't, because I don't want mouth breathers in my cult. I just don't. It's weird. It's gross. It stinks. There's mouth when you take the bus to school. If you took the bus. There's mouth breather kids, and you don't want to sit next to the mouth breather kids. They're gross. And they look weird, and they're like retarded.
Use it, the more you're going to be able to use it. So the less you use it, the more apt you will be to have problems.
What is the process? Well, why does the nose close up? It would seem that it's a hole. Like, why would that?
Forrest Mommy says the Down syndrome Vicky model is dating a Down syndrome business owner. I don't know who Vicky model is. But if she's like a model, is she hot? I mean, despite that, right? Despite all the extra chromosomes and stuff, is she hot? Does she got like a good build? Because a girl like that, even despite having Downs, would be able to date a non-Downs person. Maybe just a weird person. But I've known couples where the woman is neurotypical NT, and then the guy is like deeply autistic. Not like so deeply like he's shitting his pants, but like deep enough to where he has very strange social interactions and stuff. And that's fine. I mean, is it different because if the man has Down syndrome and the woman does not have Down syndrome, where does consent come in there? Is it only wrong when a girl has Down syndrome because she's not capable of consenting? Why are the rules different there? I'm just, this is a hypothetical because I know that women are basically retarded in general, and so that's why they're less capable of making decisions. But hypothetically, if men and women were equal, which they're not and never will be, but if they were, why would one be worse than the other?
That whole close.
It's not in use. Those turbinates, all those tissues just start closing.
Never going to be.
Starting off, if you're not sure if you're a mouth breather, here's what you can do.
The first thing that one way.
Forrest Money says the Victoria's Secret model that has Down syndrome. So she must be hot. She must be hot. And so she has to. Dude, I feel like that wasn't. it didn't just so happen that she happened to find this Down syndrome business owner attractive. I think it was maybe a little bit of social pressure, and but who knows? This is the first I'm hearing of it. Maybe they like have just like animalistic sex, like really like look away for God is angry kind of sex. What was I saying? I don't know. Now I'm just thinking of Down syndrome people having sex in my head, and it's hot.
Right, to test if you're a mouth
so
breather.
hot.
No, don't get upset about this, but you tape your mouth shut when you go to bed at night. And it's good to tape it like a half hour before you go to bed just to get used to it. Using the
Brandon Sabb says cult workout, so everyone take notes. When relaxed, slowly bite down with the rear of the jaw. Inhale through the nose while keeping the tongue to the roof of the mouth. I think we should be relaxed as a cult. I think we need to be one of like the chill cults, right? Not like the homicidal ones. Not like the crazy, I'm going to kill your family cult, because I don't know. I'm just kind of against that. I'm kind of against the whole mass suicide and mass murder kind of thing. It's not the cult I want to run, you know? It's just not the cult I want to run. But you guys are the cult I want to run. Thanks for coming, guys. I hope you learned something. I know you did. Hit the like button on your way out. Thank you so much for watching. Breathe through your nose and try to do it as much as possible. Don't smack your nuts on the internet, because it's weird, and then you feel really awkward for the rest of the stream. Thanks for everybody coming. There's a lot of people here tonight, like 60 for most of the show. I appreciate that. Thanks for the donos, Turd Flinging Monkey and Forest Mommy. I also really appreciate that. I hope you guys have a good night. I'll be on Daywave tomorrow, if there's a Daywave, and then I'll be right back here on the Sulk stream at 8 p.m. So I expect to see you here and being awesome, being legendary, being my cult. Until then, get some water, get a good night's sleep, breathe through your nose, and take care of yourselves, because I care about you too. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Good night.
I'm an incredible soul, unhinged and unleashed like a bulldog's fierce growl. I'm spitting fire, burning through these trees, questioning the world, unraveling conspiracies. Talking about Bigfoot, but Loch Ness Monster too. Government lies, they're feeding me their goo. I'm diving deep into this rabbit hole, uncovering the truth, setting fire to their control. I got small nipples, but my voice is loud, born like thunder in this crazy crowd. They say I'm crazy, but I call it woke, unraveling the madness with every word I spoke.